We've talked to him a couple times. He's got a really good understanding of the game. Comes across as like a really high basketball IQ guy.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems so, both watching him in college and here. It certainly seems so.
He seems to have a good adjustment feel in game. He got a lot of double teams today. He got a guy on the hip yesterday.
Yeah, no, it was interesting watching him. They trapped all his pick and rolls, and he's going to have to learn to be a little bit better against that. But he didn't cough up the ball against it. He got the one pass to the weak side for a three to Justin. I mean, so that's something that generally takes guys a lot longer. Watched a couple guys here last year who became good players this year, and they're just not used to getting trapped on pick and rolls. I actually thought he did decently against it. I think he can learn to play better against it, and it's a team thing too. But yeah, I thought he was strong with the ball. I mean, his strength is obviously pretty overwhelming.
Stan, when I talk to a younger player, they're just talking about their game and everything. He talks a lot about team, talks about wanting to win championships. Does that mean anything at this point?
Well, I mean, the guy hasn't lost much. I mean, so I think that's a pretty good thing, and I think it being about winning is a very good thing. So hopefully that'll carry over into the season.
We make a big deal at Winslow against Johnson and everything, and you observe, I'm sure, the game differently. Does that mean anything, him going against tougher competition in your eyes? Or?
Well, you always like to see him play against good players, I mean. But I've been at this long enough that I don't get real pumped up if a guy plays real well in Summer League, and I don't get real depressed if he doesn't. I mean, my first couple of years in the league maybe, but, after 18, 19 years, it's like exhibition games. People get all pumped up, the guy's playing well. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of carryover. So it's good for him to play. It's good for him to learn. It's good for us to be able to look at strengths and weaknesses and know what we want to work on for the rest of the summer. But I think to get into a lot of ranking and stuff like that is it's fun on ESPN.com and the whole thing. But I don't know that it has a lot to do with anything. I mean, I've seen Summer League MVPs who get no minutes during the year, and I remember the first game here last year. I thought Elfrid Payton really struggled on pick and rolls, people trapping him. He had a hell of a year. I mean, I just, I don't think it means a whole lot one way or another.
Stan, do you think that you've had rookies who played a lot, like Ryan and three others? Do you think that it's good for a young player's development to play a lot their rookie year? Or do you think sometimes it's better to wait? Which do you think is?
I've always thought it. I may be in the minority here. I think one of the most important things for a young player's development is that they understand that they will play when they deserve the right to play. I think it inhibits a guy's development when he's simply handed minutes, and doesn't have to do anything to earn them, and thus there's no reason to work harder, change the way you play. I don't think you hold them back either. I mean, obviously Dwayne started from day one when I had him in Miami. Courtney Lee took him maybe a quarter of the year we went to the finals in Orlando to start. But in both those cases even, I mean, those guys were clearly the best players, the best options, and deserved the chance to play. I've never been one that thought, I've seen it both ways. Jermaine O'Neal waited for how long in Portland, and yet he developed into a very good player. So I don't think they have to play to develop. I think it's important that they play when they deserve to play and not just, we're going to play our guy. I know some people do believe in that. I don't.
So was there anyone else on the squad that has impressed you, or where you may be thinking, I want to bring him to camp, or are you still evaluating that?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really talked about that. Obviously, Terry, I mean, we're watching the Summer League, but the major part of our business has been elsewhere, quite honestly. So we haven't even sat down and talked about our Summer League roster. Look, I think that Darren and Adonis have both done good things. I thought Spencer was better today. Those are the main guys that we're looking at. And even there, we've played 3 summer league games. You don't want to get carried away one way or another. I think it's more things you want guys to work on. And so I thought that like Darren's got a great shot fake, but he's not using it to draw fouls the way he could. We just talked about that in there, So those are the things more important to me, is what they can learn and what they can develop. I think the idea of just trying to rate them is not really, very productive.
How much of a setback is it for Quincy to miss this, and how much does it hurt your evaluation of him?
I don't think it really hurts our evaluation of him, but it's just really too bad for him. The guy was working so hard, and then to have to miss the entire thing, I think is, just really unfortunate for him. And for our other guys, because quite honestly, they'd be able to play better with him on the floor, another talented guy. And so, we've had to press guys into minutes more than we had expected. So it was unfortunate for everybody, but especially for him, because he really, really wants to play, and he'd put in a ton of time since the middle of May, and, you never want it to happen to anybody, but especially guys who are doing that.
Did he show you enough that maybe did you guys see enough to maybe have an understanding?
Well, we know who he is. I think we like him. You like his length. You like his athleticism. He's an improved shooter. So there's a lot to like there. But it's going to be very competitive for the last few spots on our roster too.